Hi, Justin Bennett, your financial coach. How to pay off your debt fast. Do you know the average American has over $90,000 in consumer debt, which is basically all your debts but your house? So if you add up the student loans, car loans, credit cards, medical bills, loans to retirement, loans to friends and family, the average has over $90,000 in debt. So how can we pay off that kind of debt and pay it off quickly? Because we talked about in the last video, when you free up your debt, for a lot of my clients, they're freeing up $12,000 to $24,000 a year. Some of my clients are freeing up $30,000 to $50,000 a year when they get rid of their debt. And there's a lot of things you can do with that debt. You can go on vacation. You can be more generous. You can put more money in retirement or your kids' college. So how do we get out of debt quickly? Well, what I've discovered, and Dave Ramsey's popularized it, and I use it all the time with my clients, and I've used it for ourselves personally, is called the Debt Snowball. And the Debt Snowball is where you list all of your debts, everything but your house, smallest to largest based on balance. Not interest rate, not payment, but on balance. List all of your debts, smallest to largest, and then you pay minimum payments on all your debts, but the smallest one. And with all the extra money you can find out of that budget, and you live on a really tight budget, you pay off that first debt and you get one down. And then you take the money from that debt that you've paid off, and then you work on the next smallest debt and you pay that off. And when you pay off the second debt, you take the money from the first debt and the second debt and you pay off the third debt. And the more you do it, the more you believe that, oh my gosh, this could be me. I could be debt free. Or if you're married, we could be debt free. Now, what makes the debt snowball so powerful and why does it work? Well, one of the reasons is what we've discovered is you cannot attack a behavior problem with math. Often you'll hear people say, well, shouldn't you pay off the highest interest rate first? Wouldn't that be the mathematical way to do it? In some instances, but math isn't what got us in debt. It was our behaviors. And so Proverbs 13:12 talks about this. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but desired accomplished is a tree of life. And for those that I've talked to who have tried the debt avalanche, it just hasn't worked. And I'll give you an example. After coaching now for over a dozen years, one of the things that I've seen is that usually the highest interest rate is usually one of the larger debts in your list. So let's pretend you have a $10,000 credit card that is your highest interest rate, right? And let's pretend, a little cheesy example, this water bottle right here represents your large debt that is the highest interest rate. And let's pretend this is like a tree, right? And then this little pin is the axe to cut down said tree. And it's a very small axe representing what little money you have left in your budget. And every month you're trying to chop this big tree down, and you're chopping and you're chopping, and about 6 months later that debt is still there and you're tired of chopping and you quit. But when you do the debt snowball and you pay off that first debt, you go, okay, I paid off a small medical bill. But as you pay off more and more debt, you go, oh my gosh, this could be us. And what we're seeing is the average household using the debt snowball pays off their debt in 18 to 24 months. Now, if you've got more than $90,000 in debt, maybe you have a lot of student loans or a lot of credit cards and you've got 6 figures in debt, it might take you 3 or 4 years. But on average, we're seeing people pay off their debt in 18 to 24 months using the debt snowball method. Last weekend, I turned on Facebook and I'm shocked by a past client who puts on there, and I'm shocked in a good way because I wasn't expecting it to come. They said, hey, we paid off $70,000 in debt in just 2.5 years. And how did they do it? By doing the debt snowball. They got one debt left and they're debt free. Talked to a past client a couple weeks ago who had paid off their car loan and their braces loan all in the same month, and that's going to free up almost $10,000 a year, which all that money is going to their next debt, and they're also close at being debt free. So this debt snowball method, it is tried, it is true, it works. So again, the debt snowball, list all of your debts, smallest to largest by balance, pay minimum payments on everything but the smallest debt, and then with all the money you can squeeze out of your budget, sell some things, work extra jobs, do some overtime, start paying off your debt, and in 18, 24 months, enjoy debt freedom. Now, when you make that list, you might get overwhelmed, and you might go, I don't know where to start. That's all great, but what do I do next? And if that's you, you don't know where to start, or you're overwhelmed and afraid to tackle it, this is where you want to hire a coach. A coach is going to help guide you along the way and do the right things so that you can win and you're not going alone. This year, my wife and I decided, hey, we're going to bring a personal trainer in. You want to know why? I know how to work out. I know how to eat right. I just don't want to do it. I'm lazy. And you know what? This week, I didn't want to work out at all. But I knew I had a personal trainer I had to meet with. And guess what? I got out of bed, I didn't hit the snooze button, and I showed up. And at the end of the workout, I was glad I did. And the same is true when you bring on a coach. It's not like you're going to the principal's office. You're going to someone that's going to cheer you on to help you. So check this video out. Start using the Debt Snowball and post in the comments below if you have used the Debt Snowball and inspired others on how it helped you pay off your debt. Thanks for watching.